And let's begin.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. What it do, what it is. Welcome back to another episode of Barnard Babble. Episode 20, I think, baby.
Oh my God. Welcome back.
Oh, baby, you're here too.
Over.
Baby.
Like I want to start
Baby,
over.
you're here too. Hello.
I want to start
It's
over.
me, your boy, Justin.
Hello, it's me, Erica. I was going to say
Okay.
that it's whenever we have to sit there and be silent to catch the noise, y'all, on the podcast.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking of like Bobby Lee's music for Tiger Belly.
Why?
Because it's nice opening music for the podcast.
We have beautiful opening music for our podcast.
We do, but in my head, I had Tiger Belly going before we started talking.
Well, hey, how about from now on you have Barnard Babble music going in your head?
I don't even
all
know how
right?
that goes. No, I'm just kidding. I'm like, how's that even go? Yeah. I'm like, what is that? What is it? How does it even go?
They just got through listening to it, baby. It's beautiful.
Right. Well, welcome back, everybody.
Wait, first off, is this episode 20? I just want to make sure.
I really don't know.
Let me spit my gum out. It's pretty rude to podcast with gum in your mouth, guys. I apologize. I'm sorry. I believe it's episode 20. We made it. I don't know if you guys noticed. You probably didn't. But we took a week off.
Yeah, we
because
took a week
it was
off.
our anniversary and we didn't feel like doing stuff later on or before. So we just chilled and there was no podcast. We do apologize, but we are back now.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody was ripping their hair out.
Yeah, I'm sure
Gritting their teeth in their sleep.
Yeah, if you look at the rates of violence in America, they shot up when our podcast didn't come out.
Picking their eyelashes out.
Yeah, it was a lot of My Strange Addiction behavior going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a lot of plucking and things like that.
Get plucked.
Happening. But yes, we're back now, ready to get back to it.
Yeah.
But it was kind of good because we didn't really honestly have much to...
What
there
are you
wasn't a
saying?
lot going on last week.
There's always a lot going on, baby. There's like so much happening in the world.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You just have to open your eyes.
You're probably right.
You just got to get woke, baby. Listen.
Okay. All right.
Listen, there's so much happening. Yeah, it was a nice what's the word? Like everything lined up to where it was like, for all the weeks to not have an episode, this may be a good week to not have an episode.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But this week's episode is going to be a big old what you watching / what you doing type episode, primarily focusing on the Black Panther and the whatnots and some of the things we've been consuming.
We saw Black Panther 2 yesterday,
and it was amazing.
And it was okay. It was good.
Get out.
It was good, but we'll start
Get
with the first Black Panther just a little bit.
Give me your black card now.
People have been trying to take my black card from me for years. and no one can take it. You can't take it.
You'll take it from my cold dead hands.
Yeah, no one will take that away from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to start with the original Black Panther just to set up, what it meant and yada yada.
Came out in when 2016,
why?
17.
Why are we doing this?
I don't remember the year.
My God.
I do not remember the year, but I know where we were living when it came out. And so I think it was 16, 17, something like that. 2017, maybe.
I think we're right.
No idea. Something. Maybe 16. No idea. And the trailer dropped for it. We knew it was coming because we had Civil War where they had introduced Black Panther in that.
Yeah.
Which Civil War... It's okay. It's better than Age of Ultron. I mean, it's a Captain America movie.
It feels like an Avengers movie.
But it feels like an Avengers movie because the Avengers are in it. Everybody's in it. So I always kind of compare it with that. I don't compare it with the other Captain America films.
Yeah.
If I did, it's not my favorite Captain America film. That's
Winter
for
Soldier,
sure.
yeah.
Winter Soldier is.
Followed by.
And I love the first Avenger.
You do.
I love the first Avenger.
Okay, when you say the first Avenger, you mean Captain America, the
first Avenger.
I guarantee you, somebody out there going like, the first Avenger, what with Loki? I'm just look. I'm just saying. Just be clear about what you mean when you say the first Avenger.
I guess not everyone is steeped into the lore.
Not everyone is a loser, baby. Yes. Anyway,
not everyone's personality is Marvel movies.
Not everybody's a nerd.
Yeah. So I do have to remember that. But I love that first movie because I feel like I am Captain America. a lot of the time. I have a lot of the same ideals and beliefs as Captain America. I'm really big on integrity and doing what is right.
When you getting your ass
in
beat,
the face of adversity.
when you getting your ass beat in the streets in like the 1940s or whatever.
Yes, never giving up. Yes,
I could
do this all day.
Erica's sitting there. I could do this all day,
right?
With her little tiny fists.
Yes. I love Captain America. Anyway, but we ain't talking about Cap. All right.
I see how much you want to though.
I wouldn't mind.
Chris Evans, y'all, sexiest man. What is it? 2020.
Why don't you just let me say it?
Okay, go ahead.
It's my thing.
Go ahead.
It's something I'm excited about.
Hey, apparently a lot of people are.
They finally made our precious Captain America sexiest man alive year 2022.
Yep.
He should have been it. He should have been it back in 2016, 2017, 2018.
When you told me that this is
2019.
Okay, I'll wait.
And then they could have gave 2020 to somebody else because that year sucked.
Yeah, boo.
That should have been Blake Shelton's year. Probably was, y'all, honestly.
I wonder if it was.
And then and then Michael B. Jordan could have one.
Yeah.
And then we'd go back to Chris Evans.
Okay, so when you told me he won, I was like, he's won before, right? And you were like, no. And I was kind of shocked.
Everyone was shocked. Because we see that's what happens when you do good all the time and in the shadows. Nobody sees you.
In the shadows.
That's how I feel. Nobody recognizes you and sees your worth because you're constant. And Chris Evans is a constant, you guys. We can always rely on him.
He's constantly fine. You're right.
He's constantly fine and he's constantly a good person.
Yeah.
So we don't really think about him as much as we do some of the other quote unquote sexiest men. Because Chris Evans ain't really out in them streets. He's minding his business. He's playing with his dog. He's working, you know, and he's living his best life, you know, has his secret girlfriends and whatever.
Secret girlfriends?
Yeah.
Wasn't Lizzo one of his secret girlfriends?
Lizzo accidentally drunk texted him or something, or she slid in his DMs drunk.
And
they had a little back and forth.
Love affair.
But it was so whatever. I wish it was more. It was really cute. Chris was an absolute gentleman because he's Chris Evans.
Because Chris Evans.
He was an absolute gentleman about it, but I really do hope there was a late night Are You Up? I really hope there was something like that.
And it cuts to Lizzo on the way, like...
No, Chris on the way.
Whatever.
Are you kidding me?
I was trying to flip it. Come on now.
No.
Why the man always got to be on the way?
Chris
Can the girl be on the way too?
I'm like, that used to be me. I was always the one on the way.
Erica on the way.
Anyway, so that was nothing, but it did
Panther,
give us a little bit of life. Yes, Black Panther, everybody. So Black Panther came out a couple years ago, rocked the nation. I have the box office for it.
Oh, thank God. It did make a lot of money.
It made a lot of money, made $1.344 billion.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. The second one is not going to make that.
Well, the second one, as of right now, y'all, this is the Sunday after the Friday release.
Tell me something.
330 million global launch and 180 million domestic.
That's pretty good.
So they real close.
That's
in
pretty
the
good.
First weekend. And this isn't even Monday is when the true, numbers come out and everything.
Okay. So like that first movie was a cultural touchstone, Right. People. Okay, I will say this first off. People act like Black Panther was the first Black superhero movie. That is definitely not true.
It's not true.
Was it the first maybe super mainstream one?
It's the first mainstream one.
Sure.
Mainstream, family friendly.
Marvel.
Everyone could go see it. Not everybody could go see Blade.
Listen, Blade truly, even Blade wasn't the first. Blade was like the first Marvel one, which it's really sad that people don't really give Blade its dues. I feel like in the recent years, more people are starting to recognize it was Blade and not X-Men or Spider-Man.
I've seen so many Blade reviews pop up recently.
Yeah, I don't know why
it could be because of the Mahershala stuff with the new, and it's probably putting it on people's radar again.
Hey, remember Blade?
Yeah, Blade?
I remember Blade. But yeah, even before Blade, there were really two OGs of the superhero genre.
With black people.
Excuse me. Let's preface. My movie is Meteor Man.
And my movie is Blank Man.
Now, listen, there's one of those is obviously better than the others. Meteor Man.
Blake Man.
I haven't seen Meteor Man in a long time, but I remember it being one of the greatest films of all time. It came out in 93, starring Robert Townsend and a bunch of other black people. One of them who is definitely a bad man, Bill Cosby.
Who? Oh, okay. I'm like, who
You're like
is
Eddie
it?
Griffin?
No, I'm like, who is it?
Eddie Griffin, I don't know if he's the greatest guy in the world, but he's not a Bill Cosby.
Okay, Mr. Cosby.
He was in it back when everyone still loved him. Back before he was a heinous criminal.
Right.
I remember it being great. You know, Robert Townsend is a guy, a meteor comes down from the sky. I believe Bill Cosby has said meteor, and he has powers or whatever, right?
Is he a bad guy in that? I really don't remember anything about Meteor Man.
Bill Cosby is a gentle, nice old man. I don't know if he's homeless or if he's just like a, man just living down with his luck, or just, I don't know, just in whatever city they're in. But he was fine. I think he had cats. Anyway,
okay.
It is this before I love cats, so I don't. The cat part of it isn't like seared into my mind.
Uh-huh.
But no, somehow Robert Townsend gets the meteor, and he gets powers, and he tries to clean up the community. There's some villains. I forget the name of them. And then they have some like sub villains called Baby Lords. Listen, it's a really they're all blonde black men. It's great.
I need to rewatch Meteor
Baby,
Man.
we should watch it. I remember being a very fun movie.
There are clips that look really hilarious.
So that's my first black superhero movie is Meteor Man. I think I saw it when I was 5, and then I watched it for a long time after that.
Yeah.
But it's been some years since I've seen it, so I wouldn't mind revisiting it. And you, Blank Man superhero, go ahead.
Yeah, Blank Man. It's Damon Wayans and what's his name? Greer? David Allen Greer.
Oh, you mean Dag?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Dag?
Yes. David Allen Greer. They're brothers, and Damon Wayans is very nerdy. He's an inventor. They're poor as dirt. Their grandma dies, which is these kind of movies. It happens like Four Brothers.
Grandma, no.
Four Brothers or whatever, and they live in a crime-ridden area of their city. So Damon Wayans' character takes it on himself to become Blank Man and clean up the streets, and the comedy ensues. And so, but the thing with these movies they are comedies. This was kind of the only way, we could get a superhero movie, quote unquote, and the way that Hollywood would even fund it, or probably with the Wayans, they might have funded that themselves.
Well, even Robert Townsend, all that is like they were the producers, and they were, I'm sure. Was
comedy, but I think even the community at the time, the black community, I mean, if they might have accepted or really been down for, black superhero movie, serious. Okay. But the comedy, you knew right off the bat, everybody was going to come.
Yeah.
The black community would show up for a funny movie, for a comedy movie.
Yeah. I mean, the concept in and of itself, a black superhero, is hilarious. Could you imagine?
I'm like, I can't even fake laugh to that joke.
Anyway, so it makes sense for it to be comedy, baby. Yeah. No, so, I mean, and you also have to be like, well, how many... And I'm going to show some ignorance here because I really don't know. How many black superheroes are there? Especially in 93? There's a bunch, right?
Oh, I mean,
some X-Men?
I'm sure there's a lot.
Okay, you're laughing, you're smiling. Give me 10 right now.
Okay.
Go. And only one of them can be an X-Man.
Okay. Oh my God. Only one of them could be an X-Man?
That don't count.
Okay. There's Blade.
Yep.
Okay.
Go on.
Falcon. These are the ones I know from... Current,
I'm gonna say, yep. Go on.
From Marvel.
You gonna laugh at me? Let's go.
There's help me, nerd brain.
Help me, black nerds.
Oh God,
give me your knowledge.
Oh my goodness.
Was Spawn black in the comics?
Yes. Spawn.
I'll help you out. Spawn.
It's Spawn. I guess he's a superhero. Yes. He
is. I mean, it's like with an asterisk. Whatever. I'll allow it.
And it can't be an X-Man.
You can name one black X-Man.
Storm.
Boom. Keep moving.
Yep. Oh, Storm.
Yep, keep moving.
And then there's Black Panther. Yes, everyone knew Black
there you go.
Panther.
You're doing good. Good job, baby.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. In 1993, yeah, come on.
That's all I've got.
Yeah.
And I feel ashamed.
Anyway, so the point we're trying to make is there wasn't a whole bunch of them. So when people came out and they celebrated Black Panther, I remember, like the arguments or just the discussion around that was like, there's been plenty of black-led movies and, black movies. Yeah, no crap, but not a mainstream, like Erica was saying earlier. Family can go to it, big budget, Hollywood-funded,
Hollywood-funded,
centric superhero movie. It checked all those boxes.
Yeah.
It really was the first. It was predominantly black cast, yada yada yada. Y'all know what we're saying. So that's why I think maybe this one won't do as well, is because I feel like my dad saw that movie. Sure,
Yes.
like in theaters. Like
Right.
I don't think my dad's gonna rush out to see this.
Exactly.
Like my dad doesn't do that. Just just put my dad out there a little bit. Like it was that kind of like a touchstone movie. I think it had like a long tail in terms of people going to the movies after the opening week and like after the second week, people kept going to watch it. I don't know.
I saw it like 3 or 4 times in theaters.
Same here, it was too much. And also to say this, y'all, I did not love that movie as much as everybody else. It seems
You
like
didn't.
I thought it was fine. I don't know if maybe the hype around it like skewed it in my brain to where it was like, this should be amazing. It was just fine. Like most Marvel movies are just fine, honestly. But anyway, go ahead, babe.
Oh, I mean, for me, it was just seeing the culture on the big screen, seeing all the diversity in the movie theaters, like experiencing. I think that's what it was for a lot of Black people, is like, look, this is our background. This is who we are. And also a lot of Black people in the States anyway, we're not familiar with our African roots and the culture, and we know things and bits and pieces, but it's never broadcasted in this way of like, wow, look at this.
Yeah, like,
look how beautiful this is.
Like
look how beautiful the ancestry is, and it just made me feel really, really proud.
Yeah, I didn't know Wakanda was a nation until I saw the movie. I was like, I had no idea my cultural touchstone was going to be in this movie.
Right.
Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. Go on, baby.
Yeah, it's not a real place.
What?
It's not real, but the ideas and the culture and the things that they take,
that's real,
are real. The language is real. The outfits, all those things.
Are you telling me
real.
Andy Serkis is not like some weird like tech? I don't know if he's a billionaire, tech villain with no arm
with
and
one arm.
With one arm,
Yeah, he's got one arm.
Who wants the secrets of Wakanda?
I
that
need
part
you
wasn't real.
Not to bring up Andy Serkis because now I'm like Andor.
Well, hey y'all, we'll get to Andy Serkis later.
Hopefully, maybe we might not,
Maybe.
but we'll see. But especially for a lot of young people, a lot of young kids, I can only imagine. I mean, seeing Chadwick Boseman as the Black Panther after watching Marvel movies for 10 years or something like that, and yes, there's Falcon, but nobody likes Falcon, you guys. Nobody. I'm just gonna say it. Nobody really cares for. No, I've never met anyone that was like, Falcon is my favorite, especially the Falcon in the Marvel movie. Sam, what's his name?
I'm sure if you look on the the real actor's name.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. Why'd I say Sam?
You said
Sam?
Sam?
Because his name's Sam in the
Sam
in the movies.
It
anyway.
makes sense.
Anthony Mackie, fine actor or whatever. They just never really gave him.
No. Was the Falcon?
I don't know.
Did the Falcon have his own comic run and stuff? I'm sure.
Yeah, baby.
Okay,
all these people have their own comic runs
sure.
and whatever. That's how the comic book industry makes money.
Yeah. It branches out in so many different directions. But
right.
Yeah, he's kind of whatever. I mean, it takes a lot to be able to lead a role and I don't know. When they said that they were going to make a Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show, made perfect sense.
That makes sense because their scenes together great.
Oh no, they were great together. But I'm saying more so that man could not hold his own in a movie. I don't think standalone, which is funny because Anthony Mackie's been an actor for forever. He's probably in way more stuff than you even realize.
Yeah.
But
8 Mile.
8 Mile, which is the main thing I was thinking about.
Clarence.
Anyway, y'all.
But nobody likes Falcon, and that's okay. It's okay to not like the Falcon, or not even to just not care about the Falcon. That's okay.
Yeah.
We don't have to like every superhero.
I don't think Captain America even really liked him. He just happened to tolerate him. It was a pity
friendship.
It was a pity friendship. He was like, hey, Cap wished he could say, I have a black friend.
I'm just friends with you. Oh my God.
So when Cap would say something problematic, he'd be like, hey, I was born in a different age. Also, look, he points to Sam over in the corner.
Captain America would never.
You see that black over there? That's my friend.
He's better than all of us, baby. He's the best of us. He would never.
I could do this all day.
That's his superpower. He's the best of us.
Casual racism.
cannot
You
with
could
you.
be like, I could do casual racism all day.
I can't with you. Anyway, Black Panther, the first movie, beautiful, wonderful. I mean, not the best movie ever in the world, but to a lot of people in the Black community, it meant a lot. Chadwick Boseman meant a lot. And then we lost him, was that last year? Or a year before last, he passed away.
Year before last, maybe.
And he was like, what, 45?
He was young. He was very young.
From colon cancer. He didn't tell anyone. Not even, I believe, the Marvel studio. I mean, it was just such a shock. Yeah. Ryan Coogler had already finished the script for Black Panther 2.
I really wonder with that script how different it is.
I would love to know.
I've seen the second one. I would love to know how different it is because I could see a lot of it being the same, but honestly, there's big parts of it that are like almost hinge on him not being around.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you don't know the context outside of Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, and you go in and you watch this movie, you may not really understand the good swaths of it, or I definitely won't resonate with you. You have to understand.
If you don't know that Chadwick died in real life?
You have to, I saw somebody reviewing the movie and they were like, okay, 10 years from now, there's a 10-year-old, someone born this year, whatever you guys. And there's somebody, a 10-year-old kid, he's watching the Black Panther movies. He starts with maybe Civil War and, Avengers. He watches Black Panther. And then he goes to Black Panther 2. Oh, and you guys, by the way, we're gonna spoil this. This is gonna be a spoiler review.
We're not there yet, though.
But we might. We're a spoiler review of Black Panther 2, so I do apologize for that.
Yeah, we thinking a bit of a spoiler talk, y'all.
Yes, but spoilers probably from here on out. But definitely go see the movie. We liked it. We do recommend it, especially if you're a Marvel fan. If you've never seen Black Panther in any of the movies, maybe go watch those first, come back or whatever.
Yeah, maybe watch Civil War because he has a big plot in that. Civil War, then watch obviously the first Black Panther. Yeah.
Right. Maybe Avengers Endgame, but you probably don't have to.
You good.
I mean, you could just watch that just because it's good.
Some parts would be slightly confusing, but yeah.
But anyway, so
watch
spoilers.
all 34 Marvel movies. Is it 34? How many is it this time? Like 56? Watch all of them, then watch Black Panther 2. Anyway.
But if you're a 10-year-old kid and you're, starting your journey on your Marvel movies and you come to this movie, you come to Wakanda Forever, the beginning part would be really confusing and like, wait, what? Like,
he dead?
Black Panther's, he's dying? What's happening? I mean, because they jumped right into it.
So the person who reviewed this, was he like, it's not good because of that?
No, he's just saying you have to understand what's
he
going
wasn't
on around
saying
the outs. He said it's a very interesting movie because
it's a weird situation. Yeah.
It's a weird situation, and things like this have happened before with films and movies, but it's just different because of the structure of the film, the way that they started.
Yeah,
it's him dying, and you don't see him. You're just with Shuri, and she's trying to figure out a way to fix him, and it's just kind of like, this is it, and it's over. Like 5-minute scene, you guys, 5-10 minute scene.
Now you had a problem with that. I thought it was fine. Like I didn't think they were gonna do too much of it. I thought it would be the funeral, some mourning, some looking off into the distance, looking sad, and then it would move on with the plot.
I thought the beginning of this movie moved pretty quickly, too quickly for me, honestly. Okay. Some of the scenes kind of clipped by really fast, and some of them they went back and forth, and I said, okay, we're doing a thing, they're going back and forth now. But at first I was like, whoa, this is it? Like, we're going? And the first thing she's saying in the film, she's praying to Bast, I believe, the Panther god. And
you throwing names out there like I know any of this. Go on. Shuri, well, I barely knew that was her name.
You didn't know Shuri's name?
Before walking to that theater, if someone ran up to me and was like, I'm the biggest Black Panther fan of my life and I got this gun on you. You tell me the name of Black Panther's sister. Shanice. Boom.
Wow, that's just sad, baby. That's sad. She's like a fan favorite. Like, people love Shuri.
Hey, good for the fans. Yeah. Anyway.
Obviously you ain't one, so.
Hey, well, I mean, listen. Anyway, so she was praying to Bass.
I believe it's Bass.
Okay, go on.
Asking to help save her brother. And I was like, okay, we just going in it. Let's go, movie, I guess. But I had really big expectations for this film. The trailer came out like the day after my birthday in July this year, you guys. And I mean, I cried watching the trailer. And I watched that trailer like 50 times. I mean, I watched it a lot, and I watched people react to it, and it was such a brilliant trailer full of so much emotion and like seriousness, and the Kendrick Lamar song with the Bob Marley song, and it was just perfect.
Everything
it was just perfect.
Right?
The lyrics were perfect. And you could just tell, like, this movie is going to be something special. And then people started speculating, well, how are they going to handle the Black Panther of it all, the Chadwick Boseman of it all?
That's the big question, yeah.
And people had theories, and I myself had one too.
And see, I believe this is why Erica didn't like the movie as much as me.
My expectations were different, because your expectations
became warped, skewed, unrealistic, maybe. Because I didn't think. Listen, y'all, I didn't really think much of anything. I was like, okay, I wonder how they're going to handle Chadwick's death. I can't wait to watch the movie. That was pretty much it. Like, I was like, oh, I wonder how everything's going to play out. I don't watch a lot of theory videos. Like, I'm not really into the YouTube Marvel, community, speculation and all that. So I didn't see any of that. Didn't think about really any of it. So if I consumed that, then it would get my brain going and going like, oh my God, the possibilities. And then maybe I will be disappointed when the movie is just the movie. There's zero setup for any other. Well, I don't see zero because all of it is, like, could possibly lead to something else. But there was no like obvious overt, like, oh my God, that symbol, that symbol right there, that's Dr. Doom's symbol for his, his nation or something like that. It was nothing like that. Even like a casual fan could be like, wait a minute, that's something else, isn't it? That's a leader for something else. There was none of that.
No, it was a very contained Marvel movie, which this is what Marvel has been doing in this
whole
phase.
Has been very contained.
Movie is contained. Slight links. I mean, the theme is loss. That's all these Marvel movies and shows are dealing with loss.
But this one definitely especially.
Which is interesting and sad and, like, okay, we're all going through it. And but this just isn't what they've trained us of what these movies are. And I'm not saying I needed a big tie-in, but I think everyone's grasping at straws and like, well, maybe this will be the film where, that's just what we're doing.
It's weird because
we're not getting a lot of what we want. We're not getting the cohesiveness that they have made us.
They made us want that, and it's weird because I feel like for a while there were criticisms about. About like them like connecting things or them shoehorning in connections, and people complained about it,
did.
And so now maybe they've overcorrected, or maybe they just wanted to make these movies because after Thanos they were like, well, okay, the big bad is gone now. We're gonna still have more movies, obviously, because we like money. So it's like, but maybe they wanted to switch it up, or maybe I'm assuming Kevin Feige and his people and all of them, they knew that like, okay, for like at least a few more years, we're not going to have, a Kang. We're not going to have a Dr. Doom. We're not going to have these other villains, these huge villains. So we're going to have these movies be their own thing. And hey, you know what? People usually complain about the way we tie in these movies so, sometimes so loosely. So, hey, they won't mind that. And maybe we wouldn't as much, but the majority of the stuff in this phase has been kind of whatever. It's been meh in the best in the best of times. Like you have your outliers, like a Spider-Man, like what is it, Far From Home?
Mm-hmm.
I got it right. No Way
No
Home?
Way. It's No Way.
I hate the home naming convention of Spider-Man.
I hate that. When they make that next movie, it better not have home in it at all.
It will. Spider-Man Homeless. Anyway, so they probably were like, people are going to be happy that we don't connect them so hard. Well, we're not, because like Erica said, we've been trained at this point to expect that for them to be some like constant setup, and they haven't been doing that.
And I mean, look, I don't want multiple villains. That always seems to be a recipe for disaster in these kind of movies, except for Spider-Man No Way. Oh wait, no, Homeless. Spider-Man, we ain't got no home.
Spider-Man Homebound.
Yeah, to go to that one. They did that well. I don't know how that movie is like witchcraft to me. It just, they did it. They figured it out and they made it work. Maybe because they already had established villains. You didn't really have to do a lot of their backstory and lore because we already knew it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why that succeeded in that way. So I don't always want like, okay, well now we got 3 new villains. They all need an origin story in the same hour-and-a-half movie. That's not going to work.
Namor was enough for this.
I get that. But man, sometimes the ideas of the masses are better than what they give us.
Yeah.
Because people were like, wow, why are there government officials attacking this Wakanda sea, whatever, blah, blah place? And, well, why would they do that? Maybe another nation is behind it. Maybe it's Dr. Doom's Lithuania.
And you know what they could do? You know what they could do? They could easily wrap that around and make it
just
the same.
France or whoever.
No, I'm saying they could easily do that to where like it like a movie or two from now, in whatever movie, in whatever scene, it could show like a character coming up to like a bunch of imprisoned, you think, Frenchmen, and it turns out that they're not. They're from Dr. Doom's nation. We say.
I think it's Lithuania or something, y'all. I could be wrong.
Isn't that a real place?
That might be a real place. I don't know what it is. Tell us in the comments, y'all.
Okay, yeah. Tell us down below.
Tell us all about Dr. Doom in the comments.
Anyway, whatever Dr. Doom's I thought made up nation is, it could be, hey, we're just going to pose as Frenchmen,
Okay, yeah.
Like, sure, they could be from France, they have all the credentials, but really they're like, I don't know how, maybe that's ridiculous, but they could easily tie it to be like, no, we're like secretly part of your nation, and oops, we got caught, and he kills them, or one of his people kills them, So
yeah,
they could easily retcon some stuff, is what I'm saying.
Well, sure. They could retcon stuff, but I wanted it now.
I know.
I wanted it in this film currently.
Let's talk about more about this movie.
The movie itself.
Specifics.
Yeah, we're all over the place. Apologies. The movie itself is
Never
very
apologize. Never apologize. It shows weakness. You can't show weakness in these streets.
Okay.
You almost said it again, didn't you?
No.
Okay, I thought you almost said it. I'm sorry. Okay.
No.
Okay, the acting, go ahead.
The acting is top notch, of course. It's nice that everybody else gets to shine and show off their acting chops. Marvel really does well with its casting for the most part. Every now and then there's I don't know about that.
There's a dud, but
like Captain Marvel, I don't know about that one, really, honestly.
Oh,
but
you've opened a can of worms now.
They might change her in this next movie a little bit because they had to have heard that. Well, no, I mean just her personality.
Oh, okay. I think
no,
the actress.
I just mean her. I mean, she's got her own stuff too, but
sure.
But I can separate a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
From that person. I mean, unless it's something absolutely insane, if they out here killing people, then of course no. But like just people.
I was method acting. I'm a villain in the new Marvel movie.
People's opinions and things. It's an opinion. It doesn't affect me or whatever. So I'm just kind of like, all right, you're this person in this film, and I can separate you from that. It really is situational. Anyway,
I like Namor, the actor. I like his face. He was good. As far as like the new characters.
I like his face.
I always say that, like when like a character or somebody in a movie or a TV show, whatever, if they have a good look. I always say that.
He was like, you can't wait for him to come back on the screen.
I'm like, I wanted more of him.
He does have a great face. You're absolutely right.
I'm like, come on now.
No, I mean, I agree with you, but I just didn't think we were going to be shallow about why we enjoy.
No. I'm not
Namor.
saying no. Shallow about it. I'm not saying it from the perspective of like someone's attractive. I said that about people who aren't attractive. I say that like they have a good face.
They have a great look.
Yeah, a good look. When I say face, I don't mean they're pretty or they're hot. I just mean like that this person in this role, they're nailing it. Their look is good. That's what I mean. I've said that about people who aren't conventionally attractive.
Right.
So,
I understand what you're saying.
But no, like he had his his little squad, and I guess like a lot of stuff I like. A lot of the things I like are kind of like surface level things. The visuals I enjoyed. The action that was there, which now that I think about it, it wasn't a ton of action. Was there? If you think about it, I feel like it was just like maybe the normal amount.
Maybe the normal
in a Marvel
amount.
movie, but I enjoy like the set pieces for the most part. Well, like the ending set piece we'll talk about. Maybe it didn't really do it for me. The only like my complaint, because I say that I like the movie quite a bit. I didn't really like. Oh, help me, baby. What's her name? Riri Williams.
Yeah, Riri.
That's her. That's the character in the movie's name.
His name is Riri.
I didn't really like her too much. In the beginning, when like her character set up as like the scientist who helped build a machine that could detect vibranium. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is the reveal. Duh, I should have realized that when I seen the trailer. I should have known it was her. I didn't. A little bit.
You didn't?
No, I was like, oh, and like maybe like a minute or two before they got to like her, I was like, I wonder if that's who the scientist is.
Oh my gosh, baby.
So that was a fail on my part. But they got to her and they were recruiting her, and it was like, some comedic moments. It's really like the scenes with Shuri and what's her name? Okoye and Riri. That was like the first okay, we're going for some comedy because it's been it's been sad and a little dour.
Yeah,
but they were going for comedy, and for the most part, it worked. And I liked her in the beginning, but they just didn't do enough with her.
No,
like they almost, like you said. I think you said this yesterday. We were talking about a little bit. They almost didn't need her character.
They didn't need her. They didn't need Agent Ross.
Agent Ross is in
the movie,
and
they could have cut out 20 minutes of this film by cutting those two characters out. Which I like Agent Ross. I like what's his name?
Martin
Freeman. He been working out, y'all. He's great.
He's looking good.
He looks great, and which they absolutely point out that he looks great, which I thought was so funny. I was like, I mean, we all thinking it, but okay, movie, point it out. He looks great. But the Riri of it all, it's giving me it's not like America in Doctor Strange. The Multiverse of Madness, because there was more
character
of
America,
her.
because saying that sentence is weird.
The character of America Chavez in Doctor Strange Multiverse. These names, you guys, please, somebody help me. They're so long.
And they're only going to get longer.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. They love that. I'm like, oh my God, can we just abbreviate this? Anyway. I liked America a lot. I liked the actress, but I wanted more of her. And whenever that's just like an issue when they're introducing some of these new characters.
Yeah.
And it's not their film. They're probably going to have another film or show or whatever, or they're going to be in Young Avengers or, like they're setting them up. But I'm like, why in the Black Panther 2 movie? Why do we need a new mini Iron Man in this movie?
Well, I feel like it could have worked. I feel like it could have worked, but you're right. The movie was already so long. I don't know what they could have cut besides her and some of the Martin Freeman things to make that better. Because on paper, I was like, oh, that could maybe work. Ryan Coogler, the director, is tackling a lot. The writers tackle a lot in this.
It's a lot.
Introducing Namor in a whole new underwater element, community, civilization. Because Namor, I'm glad he wasn't just like, I'm a villain for villain's sake. He made sense as to why he came through, why he was the main threat right now. They had like a little flashback arc of showing his origins and whatnot, and I enjoyed that. I guess I maybe wish they had kind of went on to like why he's like immortal.
He's a mutant.
He's mutant.
That was just kind of the explanation of he was a mutant, even though his mother and tribe drank from that plant, herb, or whatever, but he was still different.
Yeah,
like I think he would have been born different regardless is what maybe. I was
and he
kind of getting.
When he said the word mutant, I was like, all right,
I mean,
Disney.
They've been sprinkling in the mutant stuff.
I'm like, okay, Disney. Yeah, my eyebrow did raise a little bit, but they had to do that. They had to deal with Chadwick's death. They had to just do the main plot and do development for Shuri and I forget her name, the Queen, Angela Bassett, and all of those elements. And then you throw in the Riri, and it just, I feel like it could have worked, but it really didn't. I like the actress; she was good in the movie. It's not her fault,
right? There's just not enough time to develop her character enough for you to feel anything.
They see this stuff
her,
in there,
other than she cusses and she's she's a normal person. She seemed
normal.
Very normal for a Marvel movie, which was shocking to me.
You know what? I think maybe that's part of the reason why later on, when she's in like a full-on Iron Man suit and she's flying around helping. I think maybe that's why it was a little jarring, because I was like, oh,
I know this girl.
You're just doing this now.
She's just a girl that I know, which is fine.
It's weird though.
It's just we're not used to that.
She already had like a prototype Iron Man suit. There was a line that I don't know if it was needed because I don't know, when they're like trying to get her, because the whole plot is Namor is trying to kill this American scientist because she's developed something that could detect vibranium, and the vibranium is down deep in the Atlantic Ocean, and that's Namor's territory. And they're upset that people were down there trying to get their resources. So now Namor wants to go kill that scientist because she built that machine. And okay, and so and Wakanda doesn't want that to happen. They find out she's a young black woman, so they especially don't want that to happen now.
Okay, that's not true.
I guarantee you that's why. Because Shuri was like, I feel like this. Oh, come on. If the scientist was some 76-year-old white man,
the film doesn't say that. They don't imply that.
What?
You got that? You got that? The American government was like, and she's black. We must get her. Like, that's what you were saying.
Wakanda. I said Wakanda especially wanted her because they found out she was a young black woman.
Oh, you're being funny though.
Not.
Oh, okay. You still are like, because she's black, we really need to go out of our way and get her.
Hold on. It's sure. I ain't saying the American government was, but yeah, they also probably would.
You're talking about Wakanda.
But I'm saying. Wakanda wanted to get her and like help save her. I'm saying if she was a 67-year-old white man, you think Shuri would have been like, no, don't hurt this man. I don't think she would have killed the man herself, but I think she would have gave, because Namor wanted the scientist, and the deal was that Namor was like, look, you go get the scientist for me, or I'm gonna invade your whole nation and kill you people. And they said, okay, we'll go get him. We'll go get the scientist. If that scientist was not who she was, I feel like they would have struggled less with giving that person up. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that's crazy.
I don't know. No, I don't know if I have a comment on that, because I think Shuri would have been like, no.
Okay.
Like, if it was Martin Freeman, she would have been like, no.
Yeah, because she knows him.
Okay. All right.
Bad example.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on.
Anyway, so they get her, and all of that's fine, but, and like, she had like a prototype Iron Man suit, so the argument for me, like, why was she so comfortable in that suit? Well, she already had one, and so she was comfortable flying that, like Mark 1 Iron Man suit around.
Yeah, but anyway, if you're gonna do this character again, then I guess it does not have to be copy and paste Tony Stark.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the fun of the whole first Iron Man movie, was Tony Stark messing up all those different Iron Mans and hitting his head and getting set on fire. And there was a slight homage to him with the going up out of the atmosphere and losing air and oxygen. Yeah. And I said, okay, there's an Iron Man homage right there. I guess that's kind of sweet.
But she was a little too, like, I don't know. Maybe she would have been better served in, I don't want to say another Disney TV show.
She just probably should have had her own thing.
Her own thing would
have been nice, where we could wake up in the morning with her and go about her day at school. And find out who her friends are and love interests.
Honestly, kind of, yeah. Maybe.
And she's also, she has a relationship with her dad. Oh, like they sprinkled in some stuff like, yeah, me and my dad built this car. I'm like, well, where he at? Yeah. Can we see it?
Yeah. So can I at least call my mom? It's like, okay,
where your mama at? What she do? Where she live in?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like that kind of stuff. It was like, I wish they would have.
And that's probably my biggest complaint about the movie.
Just given her own little thing,
which is a big complaint.
Taking her out of the film. She really didn't need to be there. Anybody else could have been the catalyst, the scientist, the whatever,
the MacGuffin,
to build a machine. The MacGuffin of it all. But I don't know. This movie, it's definitely a different vibe from the first one.
Yeah.
Which is partially why I don't like this one as much as the first one. I still like it. But the first movie was exciting and happy, and look at this black culture.
But you knew it wasn't gonna be that, though.
And look at I did. And this is my own personal stuff. I recently had a family member pass like the week before this movie came out, and we've been losing, people have just kind of been leaving like left and right. Kevin Conroy died like 2 days ago, you guys, the voice of Batman in almost everything.
Yeah. Anything that mattered.
A lot of things that mattered. Aaron Carter, which I know it's kind of, I don't know, it's just really sad to me. I felt like he had been trying for the last little bit of his life, and of course he had issues and needed help, and I think he was getting help, but he's no longer here. And there's just been a lot of personal stuff. So then going into this film, and also the Chadwick Boseman of it all, the real life tragedy of it all, and it's just so sad. Oh. So it was just really hard for me to, I don't know. Fun. I think really, just try and enjoy the film, because it was just, and it was just an emotional thing. Like, I'm trying to think to myself if I would watch this film again. I don't know if I would.
Wow.
That's just kind of where I am right now mentally.
Sure, man. Yeah,
I don't know.
I definitely would. Like, the sadness part of it, which, I don't want to overstate it too much. It is sad, and, like, the characters are in mourning. It still is a Marvel movie. They do, break it up with some levity.
Yeah.
I was fine with it all. I separated a bunch of that stuff, and the whole Chadwick. I mean, Chadwick passing is sad, but like Erica brought tissues because she was ready to cry.
I did bring tissues.
Like, I will say the only two parts that actually got me. We're talking spoilers, obviously. So the only two parts that got me were the very beginning. So like the Marvel bumper.
Yeah,
showing all like the Marvel characters and movies. It's all the movies they've done throughout the years. It was just Chadwick stuff,
and it was dead silent.
Yeah, and it was
just like very powerful.
Yeah, I was like, ooh,
and very beautiful. And the last little panel on the end was him saying "Wakanda Forever." Yeah, you could clearly see him saying "Wakanda Forever."
And I was like, "Oh, that's good."
And they've done that like with Stan Lee.
Sure.
Whenever they do those little tributes, I just think it's a very sweet, classy thing of them to do.
I'm saying that almost got me. And in the very end of the movie, they reveal, Chadwick had
a son.
T'Challa, and what's her name? I don't know her name.
Nakia.
Nakia, look at you. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay. Chadwick and Nokia had a son.
Yeah.
And they were all sitting on the beach. It was Nokia, her son, and Shuri talking and like remembering and reminiscing, and it was sweet and cute. That little child actor was doing a good job.
He was so adorable.
He was so cute. I kept looking at him like, oh, he's doing good.
He was doing so good.
Honest to God, he looked like it's Corn. That kid, he did.
It's look like the Corn boy a little. He sounded like him ever so slightly. It's got the juice. Y'all, I'm worried about the Corn boy. I hope he's gonna be okay in his life. Anyway, him. Yeah.
So those two moments, they almost got me. Honestly, like
those are the two moments I definitely 100% cried on.
Yeah.
I had made it kind of through the ending, and then when they did that the little stinger, the midway stinger, when he said, I forget what his name was. Because Nakia says his name is this, and he goes, but that's my Haiti name. Yeah. That's my Haiti name. Yeah. And Shuri asked him in, I forget what the language name that they speak.
Sure.
I used to know what it's called anyway, but she talked to him in their language, and like they did to Killmonger, and but it's like a real African language. Sure. Trevor Noah, he speaks it like it's an African.
Hey, speaking of that, was Trevor Noah the robot voice?
What you mean?
Who's the robot voice for Shuri?
Trevor Noah is in. I think he's in the first Black Panther.
He is.
I think he is one of the a voice or a robot voice. And is he in this one too?
I thought the voice of Shuri's like robot helper,
AI.
Her AI. I thought it was Trevor Noah.
I couldn't tell if that was a man or a woman the whole movie. I was like, it was kind of it was weird. Like the voice for me, I couldn't pin it down.
Well, the part where he was like, I was Queen. No.
Well, they did that.
Yeah.
What if Megan Thee Stallion showed up in this movie and started twerking with Shuri?
I would have walked out of the theater. Yeah. She-Hulk's like, I'm here to help. Twerk.
Bust through, starts twerking.
Anyway.
But no, when she asked him, what is your name or whatever.
What your name is.
Or, man, how did they say it? Because they said it in the first Black Panther a couple times.
It's fine.
And he tells her, T'Challa, oh my God, I just started weeping like, y'all are killing me right now.
I saw you reach for the hanky, yeah.
I put it up and everything.
You did. You like, I ain't crying.
The credits started and I put up my little handkerchiefs.
Yeah.
And then I said, Lord, have
mercy.
Me get it back out.
Oh. Yeah. But, the motivations of the villain, we'll talk more about like just general stuff. I enjoyed the motivation of the villain. The last set piece where it took place, I understood it. Like I could rationalize it. But visually, I didn't love it. And, like, practically, I was like, I guess this makes sense. Like the huge vessel they were fighting on. I was like, this is all this thing can do? Like, it's just a big...
It's just a big ship.
It's a big ship just sitting in the middle of the ocean. I was like, this shit can't, like, shoot out, like, electricity.
Where the cannons at?
Cannons.
No, that's... Okay, what do you use against water? What fights water?
And I guess
fire's probably good. Heat, any kind of steam, something could create steam. Electricity, like you said.
It's weird.
And the villains, when they're on land, they wear these water masks, which I was like, oh, that's real cool. I remember seeing them in the trailer, and I was like, what's that on their faces? And then in the film, you can see there's water in the mask. And I was waiting the whole film for someone to slash open a mask on one of those guys or rip it off of their face and see the water come. That would have been so cool, seeing the water fall out and them kind of grunt and then jump back in the ocean because, I can't breathe on land.
It's one of those like little things, and like even us talking about it sounds maybe like a little like, a nitpick, but it's one of those things where it's like, well, why didn't they do that? And it's just, I mean, like in the movie, there's constant talk about like the military might of Wakanda. And every time Namor, because he came like a couple times, and he came one time and effed up a bunch of Wakanda.
He did.
And I was like, how is this like, how are they struggling so much against him? Almost like, it's like, you talk about the military might, and there's no Black Panther. There's talk in like the, United Nations and, around the world of like how they're crippled and they're weaker now because they don't have the Black Panther. I'm like, there's plenty of technology and strong mother effers in Wakanda. You telling me that, I mean, sure, as a symbol, it's like a, hey, don't mess with them because they have this person. But come on, like him casually coming up in there and being like, hey, I'm going to come back and I'm going to kill all of you. I'm like, what? And so like at the end there when they're fighting, I'm like, okay, y'all don't have like 1,000 other ships that could come and help. Right. Like that's something I'm just thinking about right now, honestly. Is like the constant talk of their military strength. You wouldn't have known. From watching this battle, this war. There was, like it was almost implied that they were going to lose there at the end.
Yeah.
Shuri and Namor have their final drag out fight, and they come to some resolution. And if they didn't come over the ship and be like, "Hey, stop it," Wakanda was gonna lose.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It looked like they were gonna
lose. But like those complaints. I mean, it sounds like we're really dogging it now, but those complaints, I still enjoyed it. Like I'm not super critical. We're talking about it in this forum, so it sounds like you're like, oh, they hated it or they're nitpicking, or this is just the nature of the beast. When you talk about a movie,
right,
you're gonna talk about the things you like, the things you didn't like, and sometimes the things you didn't like are easier to like, go on and on and on about.
Because I mean, like Angela Bassett, everybody's like Oscar
she did
for her.
Great.
Oscar for her.
Holy
she had
crap.
A really great monologue.
She had way more to do in this movie.
Which I'm glad, because you hire people like Angela freaking Bassett, let them act.
Yes.
In the first movie, she's more of a look what we got, you guys.
It really was like,
and that is wonderful and nice. Yes, she is a queen in real life. We love Angela. She's timeless.
Yeah.
But this was like Tina Turner.
She was
going off on people left and right, and it was very like, yes, you should be yelling at these people right now. This is great.
Yeah.
Yell at them at mommy, because she's just like, oh, I feel like I'm in trouble.
Well, it was interesting. Like this movie made me go like, damn, how come we haven't had more Angela Bassett movies?
I don't know. It has to be her choice. Honestly.
It really, it's like she just retired from Hollywood. Essentially,
I think it's her.
She made her money. She has her life, and she loves it. And this opportunity came up for her to be in movies like this, where she likes and
probably supports everything that's happening with it.
Exactly.
And so she's just like, I'll do this.
But I was like, damn, we need more Angela Bassett in movies.
She's great.
She did so good in this. Her character was amazing. I don't know, y'all. So overall, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. We were all over the place talking about it, but if you're gonna take anything from it, it was still a good movie.
It was great.
Even though Erica didn't like it as much as me, it's still a good movie. I know Erica listens to a bunch of other programs and podcasts and shows talking about Marvel stuff, and you were saying one person was like, I hate this movie, right? Yeah, someone who was a really big fan of like hated it, and it was their expectations. They had just had really he even said high my expectations and headcanon. Yeah. And none of that stuff had happened for him in the film. Wow. So he just was kind of, he felt let down by it, like real let down. And I'll say I am surprised how much I like it. Because like I said, that first movie was fine. I enjoyed it. I didn't dislike it, but it definitely wasn't like, whoa, for me. If I was a younger person seeing that movie, it definitely would have been like, this is amazing. I'm going to think about it. This is my childhood movie. I was in my 20s, late 20s watching it. So maybe that's part of it. but it's no Meteor Man. That first Black Panther, it really is no Meteor Man. I think we can all agree to that.
Okay.
But like, I was shocked how much I enjoyed, how much I enjoyed this, the second movie. Like Shuri, the actress, I forget her name in real life. Letitia Wright. She's been going through some stuff, some controversial stuff, some political stuff. And to know, and in Marvel, I'm sure it said, "Shut the hell up." You are a huge part of this going forward. At least in this movie, you are the part of the movie. You are a huge, such a part. I mean, we haven't said it. It's probably obvious now. She is the Black Panther. She's the only. By the end of the movie, she's the only person who is the Black Panther.
Which there was enough juice left over to share that.
They really could have. I noticed that. I was annoyed by that. Honestly.
I was annoyed by that. Like, girl, drink all that juice. You better drink the whole Kool-Aid.
You better pass that bowl around. But what? It was purple. Yeah,
like y'all about to die. Give everybody the Black Panther powers. She don't even believe in tradition and religion like that.
And I loved how much she didn't care, or not didn't care, but she didn't believe in the more the old school way of thinking. She was more
she was a new school kind of, which people have said that from the first movie.
I enjoyed all of that.
You know what we didn't talk about? Probably the best scene in the whole movie is when she goes into the quote unquote astral plane after taking the heart-shaped herb, and she doesn't see T'Challa, which I already knew she wasn't going to see T'Challa, but she doesn't see her mother, which I kind of was really upset that she died in this. It was kind of upsetting.
Yeah, she dies, y'all, by the way.
But she sees Killmonger. She sees her cousin Eric.
He did great,
and it was amazing.
It was great,
and it was fitting, and it made sense. And he's basically how you feel in your heart. That's why I'm here. It's because we feel the same way. We wanted to burn all this down. Yeah. We are the same. Preach. Are you going to be noble like T'Challa, or are you going to be like me and do what needs to be done? Because they failed us. All these people have failed us. And I honestly thought I wouldn't have been mad.
Go on.
Tell you the truth, if she had killed Namor.
Yeah, at the very end, they have their drag out fight. Namor has her dead to rights. He stabs her.
I wouldn't. I mean, it would have been dang, but it would have been interesting. Wow, Shuri's going through it, y'all. Well, this is going to be something interesting because we're going to have to deal with this. Yep.
The tone, like you were saying, was so different in this movie. I believed that she could have killed him because the whole tone was a little bit different, and she was struggling. There were talks of America coming to invade Wakanda, and if Wakanda does this. Because America and the other nations, they don't know about. Oh, I forgot it. What's it called? Talakan
or Can. Please forgive us.
Apologies. They don't know about their community under the sea, which is kind of ridiculous, honestly, if you think about it. But
not really. We only
know
what 20% of the ocean or something crazy like that.
There you go, baby. Never mind. You're right.
It's some number, y'all. Tell us in the comments.
You're right.
We have not explored the depths.
Yeah, we only use about 2% of our brain power, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there was talks about war and this getting invaded, and earlier Shuri had a line of I want to burn it all to the ground, which is Killmonger's thing. So, all the pieces, if you just if someone tells you what the movie is, it sounds really good, and for the most part they nail it. Like we said. The Riri Williams of it all didn't really work fully. No. But Shuri's character, I'm shocked. Like I said, Letitia Wright, I was convinced that I wasn't gonna like her in this, just based off some other outside shit.
The outside, yeah.
But I enjoyed her.
She's a great actress.
You can separate the art from the artist and all that crap. Right.
Despite whatever she's saying, she good at acting.
She was good in this movie, and when she punched something and it went flying, I was like, ooh. I was like, she's strong now. She was
real strong. Yeah, she got real strong.
Anyway, y'all.
But that would have been an interesting thing if they had,
went through with her killing Namor.
Went through with him doing that.
I'm glad they didn't do that because that wouldn't have felt.
I wanted Namor to come back, and the whole time I was thinking, if they kill this guy, how's he gonna come back? Because I like him. I like him.
I'm like, whatever he's gonna be is gonna be good in the future. I don't mean as a good character, like a good. I'm a good person now.
No.
I just mean as whatever he's going to be in Marvel.
His part to play in future Marvel things hopefully will be something interesting.
We'll see. So. Whatever this next phase is. So Next movie is what? Like Marvel movie is
Ant-Man and the Wasp, his cousins and sisters going into the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Kane's Dynasty.
It's
all
Secret Wars. Okay.
Secret Wars.
That's all one movie title, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the true beginning of Phase 5?
Mm-hmm. That's the first movie in Phase 5.
Fingers crossed, y'all. I think Phase 5 is going to be something special. That, come back in a year. I think it's probably what, 2 or 3 Marvel movies next year.
I think so, yeah.
So come back in a year from now when the third movie has come out in November or whatever, and we're gonna be like, wow, Phase 5 is a dud. I can't believe we honestly believe that these movies would improve.
It's very possible. So
can you believe the last good one was Black Panther 2?
It's very possible.
My word.
That's how these things go. It's super possible.
Anyway, y'all, we were gonna talk about a bunch of other stuff. Not no more. This is gonna be the Black Panther discussion. Plus little few other things. But we hope y'all enjoy listening to this. I will say this, guys, play God of War Ragnarok. It's really fun.
Okay.
If you like God of War 2018, then you'll like this one.
Okay.
And if you didn't like that, get out.
No.
But also you won't like this one.
But you can stay, and you won't like it if you don't like if you don't like the one in 2018. Then it's pretty much the same game with some new game mechanics, and it's a lot more prettier. It's gorgeous.
And actually, it's not even that much more prettier.
Oh, really? It's just a step
it looks
up?
better, but it's not like a Uncharted 3 to like Uncharted 4.
Okay, I guess you're right about
but
that.
no, I'm just saying that speaks to 2018 looking too damn good, honestly.
That's true.
Especially for a damn PS4 game.
Kratos pores, beautiful. Chef's
Kratos
kiss.
is looking old, and I love it.
Oh, yeah, he has gotten older. Yeah, anyway, he has gotten older. But you guys, let us know what you think about Black Panther 1 and Black Panther 2 in the comments. Let us know if you've seen Meteor Man or Blank Man, or what these movies mean to you. Whether you're black, white, yellow, orange, polka dot, I don't know.
Really, I want to know if you're purple, what your opinion is, honestly.
We really want to know the purple people's opinion on this, y'all.
Bright purple.
Yeah, bright specifically. So let us know what you guys think about the movie. Are we right? Are we wrong? What are y'all's thoughts? We would love to hear them, love to read them.
Yeah, all that.
And I guess keep watching Andor. No one's watching it. Okay,
watch
bye.
Andor, please. Watch Andor. Listen, you Philistines, watch Andor.
I hope everybody has a great week. Thanksgiving's coming up.
Woo.
I hope everyone's ready. Get your turkeys now. Remember to thaw them out 4 days before Thanksgiving. You're welcome.
Thanksgiving. Waka waka.
Waka waka. We'll see y'all on the next one.
See y'all next time.
Love you guys. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard, check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Barnard Babble. That's BARNARD BABBLE.